Archers, attack! Keep firing! Let none escape! Another down! Do not relent!
Welcome to 12.0.0. It's midnight on Slidewhistle reporting from Slayer's Rise.
Hello, it is Immunization. We are coming to you live from Midnight Early Access recording on a Saturday. And I am reporting live from Herondar.
Hello, it's me, Aaron, Fire Mage Extraordinaire and Horrid Punching Bag. I'm recording from this wonderful fountain here in the city of Silvermoon. I'm looking for a high elven erudite that is not there. It might just be a horde quest, but then why does Lorthamar want me to do it? Also, before anyone says anything, I got cursed by a witherbone shaman during my time in Zulamon. That's why I sound like this. And I might sneeze. Just know it's not that I'm sick. I don't have the flu. It's a shaman cursed me.
You heard it here first. Aaron has the shaman flu.
Well, I had to take a leak. And it's funny to pee on something. I didn't know that those sticks and bones were a shaman effigy to Haskili.
Man, you're lucky he didn't curse you with a bladder infection. That'd be so much worse.
That's in 12.0.1.
My evil mojo's gonna shoot right up your pee stream, through your tiny hole, and make you sick from the inside.
But yeah, I feel like this is always our most exciting time. New expansion. And I feel like we don't have any plans about what we're going to talk about. We should just send it. But also, it's technically early because people who don't have early access can't play the game. And so, like, how do we want to handle this, like, spoilery wise?
I feel like we won't go into, like, story beats this week. I feel like we'll save that for next week, I think this is going to be kind of there might be who might slip up, you know what I mean? We can't control ourselves. There might be a little something, but we're going to try not to be like, oh, well, this happened at the very end of this and this and this. Right now, I want to talk about just, like, overall feel. How does the overall opening feel for you guys?
Okay, so, like, first off, I will say I personally didn't have any troubles logging in or anything being too buggy for me, so that's nice. I know Papa Cheese struggled to get in. It's also been fun. I feel like during this release, like, all of us were just, like, on a call playing together, which, like, I feel like we didn't do that the last few expansions, really.
Well, most of us were playing. Immune was on the call, but he was otherwise busy, so he just created a character in Elwyn. We're excited for him. He'll get to pick his specializations soon.
Oh my god, they've started this meme because I've been slow, because I've been preoccupied with, like, working late and then playing online Survivor again, that I'm slow. But, like, and it just they keep going further and further back. They're like, oh, first off, they're like, oh, Immune's still level 80. Then they're like, oh, Immune's just hit 60. Oh, Immune just created a character for the first time.
The original meme was, at any random interval, while we were talking, it would be like, Immune will leave the island soon. Because the story does begin at the Isle of Keldanos at the very top. So yes, that was the running joke for a while. And then yes, like you highlighted, we've rolled it back to funnier and funnier degrees.
Yeah, to the point where, like, last night, like, I even joined in on this meme. I'm like, hey guys, I just finished customizing my character. I just need to pick a name now.
Yeah, I was skeptical at first. I don't know. There's a lot of hostility coming from all these zones. It feels like you go in the Silvermoon and they're like, "You suck." And okay, so is this just me that's getting yelled at by the guards again,
It
or
is
are you guys
just you.
Are you
Yes.
for real?
They say passive aggressive things. Like, maybe it's not like welcome, but it's just like, hello, come in. But you were telling us about these things and showing screenshots. It's just because you're a demon hunter. They despise you because you're a demon hunter, which you got to figure. These guys had a crack addiction for 20 years, and they all, as a society, just got clean for the most part. And then you come over, and your name is Captain Crack. You said, I use cocaine for all of my abilities. They're all like, can you please not ruin our societal, like, our sobriety? Bummer.
They're just jealous that you can hold a demon inside of you without it, like, negatively impacting every other aspect of your life. So, cut them a little slack, okay?
I guess I did double dip in my drugs because I have a demon in my tummy, and now I'm a void demon hunter. So I've really got two vices going on here. But it's just funny to me that they look at Garlina and they're like, "Oh, that working. Hey, welcome on in, dog person. We're cool with you."
They see immunization, they're like, nice hooves.
I guess they probably love Draenei since you guys helped the Sunwell and shit. Bellen's always hanging out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I've personally gotten no slack. Like they're like, oh yeah, cool, come on in. Okay, so when I was quest, I finished the Zulaman zone late last night, and when you first start that, you're like with Liadrin, and like the trolls specifically have voice lines against her because she's like an elf, like, and but then they specifically said that, you know, me, the player character as a Draenei, is a different voice line. So like when you did that as an elf, did they also give you that same voice line, or did they change that?
It was the same, I'm pretty sure, because I remember there being a part. Wait, it was the one where they were like, "Go with the elf." Was it that one? Yeah. So it was like, "Go with the elf. The elf will not be welcome here. You go on in." And I'm like, "We're both elves. Like, we're both elves." I mean,
but you're hashtag some guy. The thing is, Lady Leandrin, I've been adding an extra N this whole time. Liadrin, she was like known for ripping and tearing in Zulaman. Like she still has armor made out of Amani skull plates. So they're like, yeah, weirdo, get out of here.
I definitely just use her Christian name. Just say not because she's an elf, just because she's a lady.
Oh, so you think it's a sexist thing, not a racist thing?
No, her name is Lady. Her first name is Lady. Her last name's Liadrin.
Yeah, she just happened to have a position of power. They just called her Lady because her parents were such a big fan of Lady and the Tramp. It's our favorite film. And then it flashes to Arthas stepping on the VHS. No! That's gone back in the Disney vault! How are we going to get another copy?
You have a thinking look on your face. What are you thinking about?
No, I was just thinking that, like in the intro quest line, you know, where I was stuck for 25 years, there was a second cinematic that I didn't know that we were getting, which is another like of the like high quality ones. And then I know, and then in general, I know that we always say this, but the in-game ones, they just keep getting better at them too. I feel like all the in-game ones were like very high quality as well. I haven't done the Erator quest line yet. That's like the last one I still have to do. So I just appreciate like the cinematic that we got of him though.
That was Ellie hopping in a box.
The Erator quest line has my favorite example of them really turning up the graphics in level 3. There's a cutscene where you have a very articulated model that they took care of interacting with guys who just kind of use in-game movements, and it's so funny. Like you see someone like charge into someone and they're definitely just using warrior moveset. And then in the background is this guy schmoving with like 60 frames per second animation. I was like, that's very funny to me. It's one cutscene and I'm not telling you how to run your game. I might have made the other guy a little less stiff, so it didn't show up like this. It was giving me big BFA Anduin talking to Bane, and they're really animated, and then it pans out to the army, and it's Tauren models from in the game. And I was like, ooh, baby, it's one or the other. You can't mix them like this.
Oh, and then also something I noticed that they did is that like some of the movements that they had some of the NPCs doing, I was like, I don't know that I've seen this before. I'm particularly thinking of like in the Zulaman zone, one of the like lowest speakers, the fire one, was just like doing sick flips and tricks. I'm like, I don't know that like I've ever seen that before.
I think that's their dance. I think that's their regular dance.
Yeah.
We
just never see trolls.
Yeah, we don't see male trolls, but if you let them go long enough, they bust it down sexual style like that.
You know, okay, cool. Like, I'm glad that they showed that to somebody like me who never sees this. Then,
yeah, like feels very predicted before. Very horde. Like we're talking the trolls, we're talking the blood elves, we're talking to Harenir, who aren't horde, but they're gonna be. They're gonna be both.
Even to circle back to the meanies and Silvermoon, Papa Cheese was sort of going over the things they say to him. And there's an entirely different set of NPCs being like, fuck, I saw a Draenei, gag me with a spoon, am I right? Where to me, it's like, hello, valued customer. So yeah, this is definitely the Horde is getting their bag in this one.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we had it too good for too long without even really realizing it. Because, yeah, like during, like the typical beginning of an expansion where they're like, here's Request City, go talk to all these main people so that you know where all the main things are. It's like, you go to the bank and then they're like, ugh, I guess we have to serve you, like, your kind here. But we're not going to be happy about it.
I guess if I was to give you advice, people who haven't played yet, if you haven't played yet or are about to, I would actually be, don't do what Immune did and do Erator's quest first. Let that be your first thing to do.
Well, I was excited to jump into the Zul'Aman zone because I felt like that was the next logical step. I don't know.
No, that's totally fair. But if you want a free Hearthstone, you're not a mage, finishing the Erator's quest line gives you a key to the Arcantina. And the Arcantina, when you port there, you just turn around and you run out the front door and you're in Silvermoon. So then you can put your Hearthstone somewhere else if you aren't a mage. And the Arcantina key's on a 90-second cooldown. They're going to have to up that shit.
90 seconds?
Well, because they want it to be casual. They want it because the Arcantina is just like a fun little goofball zone. That's what I was going to ask is, have you guys messed around with it to see is there anything you need to do? But yeah, it's set up so it's like, oh, I have to go check on this auction. You leave. And then by the time you check on it, it's like, back to my pals in the Arcantina.
Yeah, well, as I said before, I haven't made it to the Arcantina yet, but I saw, like, on Slide's map that, like, it's actually looks like it's big in there. I thought it would just be, like, one room. I don't know. Like, that was, like, what I was expecting.
Yeah, it's deceivingly large. I didn't think to open the map when I first got in there, because again, I'm like, I'm in a fucking inn. I don't need to open a map. And then I went down one hallway, and I found Khadgar in a room, and then I went down another hallway, and then I went down another, and I'm like, wait a minute, how fucking big is this fucking place? And yeah, it's pretty big.
Because I think they have to have individual bedrooms that, like, the RP crowd can suck and fuck in. So it's like, we have to have, like 13 rooms. 6 of them are inhabited by fun, like, look at that cameo. And then, the rest of them are just empty for sex.
Yeah, I mean, I see there's a lot of bedrooms in there. They're also crashing some markets. Also, if you hear any things in the background, that's Illyria. She's very playful at around this time, and we're recording Saturday at 11:30 CST right now. So she's like, "Come on, play with me, bitches." But they're also crashing the economy of some certain items in the Arcantina because they're giving you free shit on random shelves and tables. There's potions, a potion to grow to be bigger. They're giving out fucking the prisms that have 50 charges that you can change appearances with. During raid, we're about to fucking all be looking differently because they're handing these prisms out to every single person who can just pick them up off the floor.
Like, there used to be a market for this, and, like, what was I also hearing correct that you guys were saying that they have the potions, too, that allow you to speak, like, between Alliance and Horde?
Yeah, Bob the bartender just sells them.
That used to be, it used to be something people crafted or, like, coveted. Yeah, Bob just sells them for, like, 50 copper now.
I guess maybe they figured that the decor market probably makes up for any of the losses they're getting on potions and prisms. So, but it's just really funny to see them hand out that shit. There's also, you can grab like a bunch of random cups. Like you could walk around with a loaf of bread in your hand. You can walk around with a cup of coffee or a big, ridiculous looking goblin martini. So the RPers are going to be eating shit up in here.
I do love that from an RP standpoint, and like how we were talking a few weeks ago about how like some of the places in like Founders Point, like in the player housing zone, have things that you can interact with like that too. I really appreciate that they've incorporated things like that, and I feel like the Arcantina is a perfect place for that because I feel like, yeah, I want to be carrying around this loaf of bread here when I'm hanging out with Khadgar.
Khadgar did not create the Arcantina. Somebody before him did, and now he owns the deed or something. Is something that he said, so it's funny. The NPCs refresh daily, maybe, I think. I don't know if it's maybe every 12 hours, but there are different ones in there than the day before. They don't really do much yet. I'm kind of assuming that they are holding a lot of stuff back until March 2nd on the official release. I've seen a quest marker in the Arcantina that does not exist. Doesn't seem to actually be populated, which will probably pop in March 2nd. There's a lot of other things that are similar to that.
including like important things. IMHO, like the delving system. Obviously, it's the next season of Delves. We've got Valera, and you can do them. We said the fact that she would not be appearing until like week 2 or something. But no,
No,
she's
but like
there.
she's here. Yeah. Like I've done all these delves with her so far. I'm like, wait, I thought she wasn't supposed to be in.
And then you can get items for her and get quests where it's like, hey, put that item on her. And you go to your box and Bran's like, did you miss me? And I was like, what? Level 98 Bran, what are you doing in this box?
And okay, so something that I discovered is that like in the second delve that I did, there was this chest that had a toy in it that you just put on these glasses and then it makes her Bran. Makes her appear as Bran, but still Valera. You know what I mean?
That's weird. Is that just like for people who are like, I really loved Bran. I don't like this new character.
Yeah, I guess it's for the Bran stands. It's like, I miss my buddy Bran. Well, okay, you can use this toy and then put like a Bran skin on her.
It does make everybody Bran though, so it's not just her; it's everybody.
Yeah, it makes all friendly NPCs Bran in the delve. So like, it is the one where like I was like rescuing like the Haranar people in in the delve, and they were just Brans.
Speaking of delves, I do want to give a shout out and polite claps to Nadja Evergleam, the the elf that I swore was going to be Midnight's representative. She's in the delve building. She's now like the Elise Starseeker that you talk to get your little goodies. So good job. Always a bridesmaid, never a bride. You made it so close to being the person we go into the event with, but you're just stuck at the office.
Oh, I haven't even noticed her. I'm gonna have to give her a look and be like, "Oh my god, you're a real person. You exist."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I pointed at her. I was like, Nadja! And she said, I know. It was so close. I was almost in there, but I'm not good at knives, so... She said my licorice armor didn't come in yet.
Poor girl. Maybe next season, Nadja. This cat is running around with the goddamn little ball like a maniac.
My cat's being lazy. She's sitting on her tower. She came in here early and snarfed her breakfast and then said, audibly farted, and then has just sat there the rest of the day.
So, how long would you say it took you to hit 90? Aaron's 90, I'm 90, Immune's 85?
Yeah, I just hit 85 before we started recording here.
So, I want to say it took a cumulative 7 hours, maybe 8. The thing is, I was not really pushing it to the limit. I was pretty exclusively doing the story quests, the banner quests, if you will. And then that got me to 87.5. And then I was just doing Sojourner quests and did almost all of those for Eversong Woods before I hit 90.
I felt like the leveling experience from what I've saw from you guys seemed slower than the past few expansions. Which I think is fine because I feel like honestly it was kind of a little too fast in some of the past ones.
Yeah, I think they lowered the amount of quest XP, which again, like we have 2 weeks of this, and that's not even counting the early access. So it's not really a rush. Like you will hit max level once you like just start playing. It'll come doing it all.
I needed it though because I probably not you because you had better equipment and you're just better at the game. I was getting reamed out there when it was like everything after the end of the story. So like 2.5 levels, I was getting my ass crushed. I fight 2 enemies. I gotta cook an egg.
Oh damn! I mean, that's mage life too, though, right? Like,
yeah, and randomly they nerfed my shield. Like it used to be it gives you, let's say, like 20% of your health as a shield, and then when they beat that up, it's gone. Now it gives me like 60% of your health, but after 4 seconds, it's gone. And I'm like, what? And it scares me every single time. But yeah, I'm just real weak right now, so I'm very glad that I'm getting like 2 eye level 200 stuff, like World Quests are giving me this, because it was bad. And especially with the pray system, I was eat, love, praying at my cooking fire every 30 seconds, like, please, just a little bit.
Yeah, no, I feel like I've heard this from a lot of people actually, because like Papa Cheese was doing some prey system stuff right after he dinged 90, and things were like that looked like it was like trucking him as well. I think it might also just be like a scaling thing for like the upper 80s and just freshly 90 maybe.
Yeah, I think that may be it too. I forgot to just start replacing my gear. Like I didn't replace any of my gear until I hit max level. I just used my whole entire old leveling stuff that I had from the end of the expansion, and I was like, oh wait, right, tier sets are disabled. I don't need to have any of this shit on. And so it felt kind of nice just like rendering all my shit, and just my bags were a fucking mess at the end of 90.
My bags are still a mess.
It just feels so weird because, like, obviously it's not useful anymore. But you see, like, never-ending void knife of the infinite, and it's like purple level, and it's like it has a description like you got it off of Gargios, his prized possession. I was like, it's
Yeah.
just it's 30 gold to me now.
And then like I'm like level 85 like questing through Harndar, and then like I find this like green knife in a pile of poop, and then that's what replaces it.
Yeah, it felt weird vending all my trinkets, like my loom feather trinket and my other trinket. I'm like, whatever, they have to go. Usually I hang on to them because sometimes they're useful, but I'm like, all of my bags are a complete mess. My warband is a mess. My regular bank's a mess. I actually just recently pulled all of my reagents out of my reagent section of my bank, which is like, it's a fuck ton. But now that I know I can't get rid of any of them because how crafting is working with decor and they use old stuff, I literally withdrew like hundreds of shit, like hundreds of individual slots, and I'm mailing them to Deuterastome, who manages Swords of Stormwind, our old guild, and that guild mangle is gonna get filled to the brim with old ass shit.
I like how we specifically have bank characters in that old ass guild, because like I think that's like Fairite for me or whatever. So I'm gonna end up mailing him some shit.
Oh, I'm jelly. I don't have a Sword of Stormwind. I need one of these randos needs to get in there. I need a sauce rep.
Yeah, I mean like I know that you don't use banks at all, but like feel free to add a character there if you do want to throw stuff in a bank.
It's mostly just as one of the founding Swords of Stormwind members of one of the core 5 of its 7 members. I gotta get someone in there.
I wish we had more space in our warband bank. It's crazy because there's just so much old reagents. People almost all the sellers have to have bank tunes. I don't see how they're not having multiple bank tunes. Like, you gotta fucking put that shit somewhere.
You know what I hope they do someday? I hope that they like make lumber just like a currency that's not physically in your bags, because like if you have to have it for every expansion, that like ends up taking up a decent amount of space, either in your bank or in your bag.
Yeah, I don't really see the point of it being physical if it's only usable to us. It's one of those things where I'm like, guys, like, did we think about this at all? Did you consider that maybe we don't want to have bags of lumber?
It has something to do with the fact that it guarantees that you're crafting it yourself or something. I read something about like it was an intentional choice, but I don't know. I don't get it.
Because like we could still craft it ourselves if it was a currency, like crests. Like we can't give crests to anybody else.
I mean, and you can still like send these things to your alt that is going to craft it with the lumber, because like I farmed all my lumber to craft things on my druid and sent it to my priest. So I don't really understand. Like you could just do that in a like as a currency, like in the currency tab too, I would think. I guess like while we're talking about decor, I feel like one of my favorite parts of this expansion so far is just like how you accumulate decor over the course of the questing and the campaign. And it's just like random small items that are tied to whatever quest or part of the story you're doing. I just think that's really neat. And just like casually leveling up my housing level through all this too. And I know that like some people have said that like they want to like just go back and place every item individually as they're leveling, which is funny because like I didn't realize how easy that would be if you wanted to, because like the housing Hearthstone thing just returns you back to where you were. So like you could do that quickly if you want. I just think it's, man, I just love decor is what I'm trying to say.
And that's almost the preferable thing. I waited until I dinged 90 and I said, finally, I'll take all of my Haradier armor and all of my fancy Blood Elf stuff and I'll put it in my house. And I was not prepared for the sheer amount of things you get. I was ciphering, and there's not like a new, or there's not like a recently got filter. So like I was like, okay, I think I put everything, and I'd scroll down and I'd be like, oh no, Sindorai targeting dummy, I forgot about you, fuck. And I had to go back to my house and put it in. So yes, make sure to take breaks to decorate your house. Don't be like me. Don't save it till the last moment.
I haven't even checked what my shit looks like yet. I haven't even gone back to my house yet. I went straight to Slayer's Rise. I went straight to PvP land.
Wait, are room presets a thing yet?
No. You mean
like save, like if you want to like save a room, can you do that yet, or is that
No.
coming later?
that they made a blog post about things that are coming that they want to work on, and that's one of them. I mean, I guess I can't confidently say it's not it because I haven't gone back, but I'm like 98% sure it's not.
Yeah, because I personally haven't been to my house yet, like this expansion. I mean, that makes it sound that I feel like that's the equivalent of saying like I haven't showered this year on January 1st, but you know what I mean.
I haven't showered this year, February 28th.
Ooh,
Just milk baths.
raw milk baths.
I like to pretend that I'm the chocolate gorilla who just melts in the warm milk. You guys have seen that pic, right?
Yeah, I have. At first I was like, chocolate gorilla. But I got it.
I was specifically going to refer to him as the Save the World gorilla, but I was like, that might be a niche reference.
Y'all seen Punch?
Punch?
I'm tired of
course.
Punch.
Well, shut up.
I love Punch.
I'm tired of Punch. Punch is a drama llama. Punch gets hugs, and he gets bugs eaten out of his hair occasionally. And then, like, one guy is like, get out of here, nerd, because he's being a dork. And he goes back to his fake mom, and everyone's like, oh, no. He's accepted by those monkeys now. By the time he came into the public consciousness, the problem was over. Moving on to the next one.
Wow, Aaron hates Punch. Aaron's a Punch hater. Everyone punch Aaron.
I'm a Punch hater. I don't even know where this guy lives. Fuck you. Woo. Fiona mogs them all, even though she's a grown-ass.
Who the hell's Fiona?
The original Mudang.
Nah, we want new Fiona. We want Mudang content. What's different in this than it was in The War Within? Okay, you can really tell though that they obviously. Oh, do you hear that? The screaming come across on the microphone?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, they're Khadgar and Illyria are fighting over who gets to sit in the wheelchair. So
Wheelchair.
Oh no! I hope Khadgar gets to sit in it. Illyria's got perfectly good legs.
I mean, separating them. So if you hear boards creaking, it's him walking. God damn, you can really tell, and they had to, how much love and time they put into rebuilding Silvermoon. Because Silvermoon blows Dornogal out of the water just based off of, like, buildings to go into that have things going on in them.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's massive amount of, like, actual livability and decorating. I feel like Dornogal's hard because you go into an Earthen's house, and it's, like, an empty room. And it's like, what did you expect? We stand here when we power off. So where it's a Borealis level of returning to a place that people actually live in. Humanoids live in.
And I feel like I've just spent like a decent amount of time just like flying around Silvermoon and like landing on the rooftops and just like taking in the scope of how fucking massive it is. It's like the craziest update I think I've ever seen based on like what it was before. You know what I mean?
I do appreciate that it sticks to Horde City verticality despite being a huge wide city by just having an entire upper echelon of buildings. Like I'll be looking for a quest. I'm like, where is it? And then I'll look and I'll see there's just like a UFO floating in the sky. It's like, what do you mean the Sindorai Gentlemen's Club is like up in the clouds?
They know the Mile High Club, baby.
I actually measured exactly 1 mile from the ground to place the Gentleman's Club.
You gotta do it right. I wonder how hard it was for them to rebuild this because, like, the old zone, loading screens, no fly, Ghostlands, just like the amount of work they had to do in between to get everything working right had to be a pain in the ass.
No, based on like what Aaron was saying, it kind of gave me the thought that they have been working on this since like parallel to when they were making like War Within Dornegal, and that's why this one is so impressive. Also, like Khadgar is pissed that I separated them from scrapping, and now he's just like crying.
I lost the wheelchair.
This is why we don't normally record before noon. They're acting fools.
Also, side note, I just saw this today and I love it. The recreation, the restructure of Silvermoon is so new that you'll still occasionally catch NPCs calling it old things. I definitely was doing a quest and the guy was like, "It's so nice to be here in the the Tranquil Walk." And I was like, "No way, you guys called this the Tranquil Walk."
It's the hot name for the tranquil. What's up with them and the tranquil thing? Like the tranquil forest, the tranquillin. I'm like, what is this? Where did that come from?
There's real chill, okay? I would say like one of my favorite things about like questing through like the like Eversong area is that like there was this one quest line where like you're trying to figure out like how the like Twilight's Blade cult was involved or whatever. So you're just asking people in probably Tranquillin, I think that's probably where it was, like if they noticed anything different lately. And all of them were like, the fuck you mean? There's a giant void black hole in the sky and like craziness happening everywhere. Of course, like there've been weird things happening. Would you like be more specific?
So Immune, have you noticed, I guess it's old hat, but now that we actively have to do a bunch of content with it, how's Priest feeling in the midnight?
You know, it feels fine. I am slowly getting used to healing without, you know, voodoo for now. I mean, I guess I'm just gonna I guess I'm just gonna try to just get used to it like this. It's annoying.
Voodoo?
Yeah, you know, like the healing add-on that I used for the last decade.
No, but I
broke.
was going to say that yes, voodoo makes me think of, I don't know how many dungeons you've been in. They have a new funny timing system for telling you when bosses are going to do attacks, and it's a departure.
Wait, so what happened? Maybe I just didn't notice it because like I was like I've only done one dungeon so far and I was like struggling to keep these scrubs alive because like they were standing and everything. They were not like using defensives or something. It was bad. Or they were all just like very squishy. I don't know what was happening. It was really rough though.
So this may be an industry standard now. It is, unfortunately, sorry everyone, straight out of Final Fantasy XIV. But instead of counting down or having bars that are timed out, now they have the icon of the attack and it goes down a track, like a vertical line that is on the side next to the enemy model. And it's like Guitar Hero. Like there's a button that's like, it's attacking now. And you see the icon go down, and then when it overlaps, that's when they do the thing. So I guess you get a visual timer, and you get a visual of like, here's a picture of Treebeard hitting you with his hand. So you can see it and read the number. But it was just, when it first popped up, they didn't warn me. The game wasn't like, hey, by the way, there's going to be a Guitar Hero track coming in. So I was like, whoa! I thought it was DBM, like, updated something, did something, but I was like, no, that guy doesn't do anything. He already said that he's going to give up till like 3 weeks in. So I was like, okay, wow, I saw nothing about this. Interesting change.
I think that was technically in maybe during pre-patch as well, because I think it was like, at least for Raid, for Maniforge Omega, I noticed it as well, I thought.
That makes sense if they added it then, and then just I wasn't doing content, so I never saw it.
Yeah, I think it was in Maniforge Omega. I like it. I mean, because like DBM always had the timers on the right-hand side or whatever, but then I feel like sometimes maybe it's just because I got so used to looking at it that it would do that thing where like my mind then erased it. Like I stopped seeing it. Now that it's so weird, and it's not really in the way, but for how big it is, you'd think it would be kind of in the way. Because it's like half my screen has a big line on it. I'm hoping that this actually helps some of our guildies know when stuff's coming and know when they can do damage and know when to press a defensive, maybe keep people alive a little more. But yeah, it is very it's very different. It's a very different kind of feel in these dungeons. So far, I haven't seen anything mechanically crazy in these dungeons. I'm trying to think if there's anything like that I thought was like really out there, but I can't think of anything, and I've done most of them.
I don't know their names yet, so like that's not helpful.
They're all interesting, I'll say. There's definitely, they feel different from each other. I feel like well, you know what? I was about to say, I feel like there's an interesting concept in a lot of them, in most of them, but then I'm thinking I've done a few that are just boilerplate. The one that you have to do for the story in Void Storm is definitely just the most like, damn, fine. Like it's
Yeah,
what
it's like
was
pretty straightforward.
what was our one in War Within, or not War Within, in Warlords of Draenor? That was just like a big, like it was like a upside down pickaxe shape.
Ragefire? No, not Ragefire.
No, it's the one that you would do really fast.
It wasn't the ogre one.
No,
Maw
it doesn't
Souls,
matter.
Maw Souls.
No,
that's
not
WoD.
Maw
That's
Souls.
not WoD.
Fuck, no.
This is like a time warp now. It's like a time warp. What is it?
Fuck.
Quick, name WoD dungeons. Everbloom.
You go forward, and then you go left to go check on a suit of armor, and it's like, everything's breaking, and then you just go around a half circle, and then that's it. Anyways, this Void Storm one is that. Get used to doing this one, because everyone's going to request you do it on the Do 4 Mythics week.
Iron Docks, Skyreach, Upper Black Rocks Fire, Shadow Moon Burial Grounds isn't it? It's not Iron Docks, I don't think. Grimrail
No.
Depot, maybe.
It's the one in Teledor.
Oh, the one Auchindoun?
Auchindoun.
Very on rail, very track. You know what the one I lied. I hate one of these fucking dungeons. Have you done the Miasra Caverns?
Miasra Caverns. That is the Haranir one, right?
I think it's in Zulaman, actually.
Oh, wait. Is that the one where you have to dream a little dream?
It's the one where everything is this fucking pale shade of green. Like, it's all, like, the entire dungeon is, like, green. It's, like, all just, like, this light misty green. You fight, like, trolls and shit in there.
The Dream a Dream one though was the one that I did, and I remember now I was struggling to heal it because like there's something that puts like a healing debuff on everyone that was really annoying, and they didn't like do anything to counteract it.
That one's Narrowlet Cavern, the Narrowlet Cavern, Den of Narrowlac. That's that one. The other one, Miasra Caverns, you didn't have to do. It's for story. There are 2 quests that lead to it that give you XP. They gotta do something about this dungeon. I don't know what's going on. It hurts my eyes to look at this dungeon. Some of the effects on the ground with this like it's like a ghastly necrotic green, like, oh, we're all necromancers, we all do this nasty zombie green. It looks so, maybe I gotta tune something on my computer with like the fucking tin or something, but when the shit flickers, it like I literally couldn't look at it. On Mythic Plus, when things are harder and there's gonna be more of those pools of nasty green flickering shit, it's gonna like hurt people's eyes to look at for long periods of time.
Like I was looking over at side screen and I was like, this looks like you're looking at this dungeon through those goggles that Dare would bring to school, where it's like, this is what it looks like when you're drunk.
Yeah, it's like I was wearing 3D glasses that had just green on both filters instead of red and blue. It was not good. I'm like, how did design wise? I don't know what they were thinking. And it's also like, just it being one color in general is like, ugh.
I wish I remembered anything about the Haranir one I did. It seemed okay. I just know it was night 1 and this guy was bussing. He was blazing, pulling everything. And I said, sir, I'm a big old 84 years old right now. Like, I've only gained 4 levels. It's only 10 p.m. We need to cool it. We need to stop. But then they allow you to do follower dungeons and all of them now. And those guys don't do anything for nothing. Captain Garrick and the crew, they made Dream a Little Dream Narrowlick's Cavern into like an hour-long adventure. Magister's Terrace felt like a soap opera. I was able to do Time Warp 3 times during it.
Jesus. Yeah, because like the quest line brings you to the place where you have to do it, and then it kind of like prompts you to do it. Is like, here, do it as a follower dungeon. And like you don't have to do it as a follower dungeon. And actually, like, based on what Aaron just said, I would honestly recommend not. Like, just queue for, like, normal or whatever. It's what I did. And then I got, those scrubs that didn't know that there was a healing debuff, but at least it was quicker. It was maybe, like, 15 minutes instead of, like, a half hour.
Windrunner Estate was really getting me last night. I had to wait 25 minutes for it. And I don't know what it is. If just no one's doing dungeons right now, because obviously it's only day 2 or 3, or if everyone's just too cool for school and they're doing the heroic version. But I was like, brother, it shouldn't be like this. I shouldn't have to wait. But then at the same time, I was like, I'd rather wait in front of the dungeon, than go back in with Austin Huxley.
I forgot about heroic version. What level do you think we have to be to get in there?
It was grayed out to me today when I was playing, and I'm like 198, so I assume 2 something.
What's the first thing you did when you hit max level? Like when you logged on in the day, like what'd you go head towards?
I just kept plugging into the Sojourner quests. I finished, I think, everything in Eversong except for one that might be glitched. I think it's coming out later. And I just started doing Zulamon. Started tracking down my prey there, that's a real fart in the wind in my opinion. But it's also very early, so I think both it'll improve in Midnight, and if it's something they pick up into Last Guardian, they'll make it better.
Yeah, maybe it's I haven't done it yet. Or Papa Cheese was like in his prey. He was fighting him with the Mechanome last night. I just went right to the Void Spire zone, and I'm really curious how this is gonna go. Because literally half of the Void zone is a PvP area. So it's either gonna get drastically unused by people, or it's gonna see the most PvP the game's had in a long time. It's probably gonna be the first one. However, rewards are pretty lucrative.
So yeah, are there objectives? I have not been, but are there objectives there? Or just like they put up the fences and they're like, this is the ass-kicking zone. If you need a place to fight, this is it.
There's a lot of objectives there. So it's twofold. You can, once you hit 90, you unlock Slayer's Rise, the epic battleground, which you can queue for. Queuing for it is different than going into the zone. Whereas in WoD, you could queue for Ashran, or you could run into the zone and join an ongoing battleground that was occurring there.
Or the third option was if you just accidentally fly a little bit too close to it or walk near it and get pulled into it like a black hole.
Yes, and it would just literally suck you into it. This time around seems a little bit different in that there doesn't seem to be an ongoing push and pull PvP event battleground happening there. But however, when you go there, there's a Dominar that has a fuck ton of quests for you. And he kind of explains what's going on and why this is happening.
Is that Vindicar?
Vindicar. That's Vidius.
Oh, Vidius. I'm sorry. Yes, Vidius, a Dominar, who it makes sense that he's someone you talk to here, because he's able to infect everywhere else. Like, I don't know if, I guess they shouldn't turn it off, but it was like early on, it was night of, and then Vidius was like, there are treasures, you should find them. And I'm like, okay, I've barely started this story. Why does a Dominar have my personal cell phone number? Like Militia, I get, because she's like, I'm a Drexthia too. But it's like, sir, you're the op. You're the enemy. Why are you talking to me?
I think he's just announcing it to the zone. He's like he has a loudspeaker system and he's got a microphone in front of him and he's like, "Hey everybody, there's treasure over here. Come and get it."
He's like the Hunger Games game maker, you know?
Honestly, kind of what he's giving in his cunty ass messages to me, because I asked him, I was like, so like why? How are we fighting here for you? Like what's going on? And he was like, Azeroth has been off limits for some time now. When Xal'atath overthrew us, that changed. So basically then him and another Dominar had just were like, let's fight with our little Pokemon people, and I'm going to get the Alliance, and they're going to get the Horde. But it's funny because like, the way they talk about the Horde is hilarious. Like, they're just like, they're all murderers. there's this random Kultiran woman hanging out with the Dominar, and she's like, "You hero, Phidias here wars with his nemesis Ziadrin, who has brought the most cutthroat, volatile members of the Horde to fight for her, murderers and traitors." And I'm like, okay, yes.
Wait, so it literally just is like there's like 2 Dominar that got bored, made a fight pit, selected either the Alliance or Horde, and formed a team of Pokemon to fight in this battle pit?
Like I don't know if people come back on the reg like we do. That's fucked up if you're like, I'm a hero of the Alliance, I've got my wife and child at home. And yeah, you make it to the Void Storm and you're like, I wanna fight just to entertain this guy. I wanna be part of his celestial beef.
It literally, and it's funny because so you asked the question about like why like he's the enemy, Dominar the enemy, which might not be the case, kind of. So you straight up can ask him, so are you aligned with Xalatat? It's one of the things you can ask him before you start these quests. And it says, Phidias tips his head to one side, and he goes, technically. He says, all Dominar were forced to bow to Xalatath. It is against the nature of a Dominar to do so, but the alternative was ultimate destruction, and where's the fun in that? He goes, nonetheless, Xalatath knows which tools of hers are the most useful. Ziadin and I have simply made ourselves more useless to her. There are other Dominar, more powerful, more cooperative, who she can better manipulate. So Ziadin and I can continue our war without much interference from Xalatath. We are simply below her notice for now.
Oh, so they're the people, they're like the personality hires, and they just like sandbag, so like, but like they maybe, you know, like they've been there long enough that like Xalatath can't fire them, maybe, and she's like, just stay in the basement and like don't bother me, like fight with your toys or something.
Operates your underground gambling ring, go fighting people or whatever. So then I'm assuming I'm walking around the epic battleground zone, and it's just like basically like just a quest like go kill 12 bad guys, not people, just like creatures. Go empower we have blueberries on our side, you know, the Voidwalkers. Go give them the might of the Alliance thing so they fight for the Alliance more or whatever. Then there's the classic PvP world quests that are also within these zones. The ones where it's like, kill 6 beasts or kill 6 NPC or player characters. And it's the fucking free-for-all zones where like you can fight Alliance and they get mad at you and whisper you. Can we stop with the fucking free-for-all zones? I hate the they're so bad. They're so stupid. Because then it just ends up with everybody spamming AoE against Horde and Alliance. I want to fight Horde. I want to fight people by accident. So then I stop fighting a Night Elf Druid, but he keeps fighting me, and I'm like, stop. Fight the Horde. Fight the Horde.
Oh, which also makes me realize we didn't mention that we've all been in war mode this entire time. We're back, baby.
We out here scrapping in the streets. I feel like my war mode experience was pretty tame. A lot of the fights I picked, I don't think a single person picked a fight with me. Maybe it's my Warlord or Draenor title, which I guess I would also be kind of worried picking a fight with somebody with a scary title like that.
You mean you're telling me that they pick fights with me because they aren't scared of my Zaralek Caverns Racer title?
And your priest. They know that most priests will just die.
No, but they're fucking wrong. And like they attack me. This always fucking happens to me. Like they attack me, and then like I'm stubborn and petty. I'm not gonna let them get away with that. But I'm also a holy priest, so like I'm not gonna let them kill me, and they're not gonna be able to kill me. But also I'm probably not gonna be able to kill them. So then it gets to a point where we're like scrapping for like 20 minutes. They start to try to run away because they're like, this is a waste of time. And I'm like, no, you're not getting away with this. And then I chase them down across the map. This always fucking happens. I feel like I've told this story like 5 times on this podcast at this point. But so like I chase them down. I'm like, you started this. I'm going to end it. 40 minutes later, I kill them. After chasing them across the zone when they're trying to flee. I'm like, you started this. Like own this. Like,
You're protecting other healers in the future by making them double check to make sure they're not picking a fight with a healer. Because like, fuck, what? God, that one time that dude chased me across the fucking map for 35 minutes.
Well, it is kind of fun though.
my player versus player experience has been interesting because I see a lot of horde around, and I typically don't pick fights unless they're actually not at all, because I got humbled the other day. I went to go beat up a priest, and then he came back, and even at 10% health, he was like, "Oh, just I get it all back," and I was like, "Okay, just goofing, just doing games," and yet he proceeded to kill me very slowly though, and I was like, "Please leave," but he would not. So I was like, "Well, I'm gonna be a good boy." I get a lot of hordes trying to swing at me, and then I just have to run away and turn invisible. But anytime there's a box or like a PvP event, they're nowhere to be seen. So it's like they're just picking fights and being rude for nothing. Like you're not even getting anything out of it, I guess, other than the little bit of experience that is killing me. But at this point, they've upgraded Shimmer and Invisibility so much, it's like, well, I'm just gonna leave. We'll just both waste our time for a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's weird. Like I haven't seen them. Actually, maybe this would be my let's do top two, bottom boot, medium boot right now. Top two, top two, top two.
Toot, 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 toot.
My top two is I haven't seen the horde win a single fucking supply crate, and I go for every supply crate in my zone, and I've gotten maybe 35 to 40 supply crates, and I haven't seen them win a single one.
Oh, like, where are all the hordes? Do they just not care? Are they scared?
Some of them have fights, not all of them.
None of them have fights for me. I guess because I too, it's not like they're like super important, but if I rolled up and there's already 4 Alliance guys, I'd be like, okay, that's fine, I'll leave. But yeah, most of them, from the moment they're dropped, I just wait on the ground and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to, do like a big battle. And it's just for a minute and a half. We watch it slowly descend, grab it, and then leave. Are the Horde not buying it? The pre-release? Are y'all a bunch of crumb bums?
I don't know. I've only had a handful, maybe like 5 to 7 of them be like complete brawls, like actual brawls, because maybe it was a time frame of this time we were doing it. I was in the same zone. I think I was in Herondeer where this happened, and 2 horde showed up to the first crate. We obviously stomped their heads in right away. 15 minutes later, or whatever the timer is, another crate drops. Now there's 4 horde, and the first 2 that were there from the first crate are still there. Basically, they're slowly organizing. They're doing that thing where now they're getting stomped. Let's get a big group. Eventually, maybe like 3 or 4 crates after, all of a sudden there's 12 horde there, and we have 12 alliance there. And so, it was awesome. It got to be that sick thing where like the crate dropped like 10 minutes ago and it still has not been picked up because we are just constantly fighting and respawning. People are typing in chat like, we need more alliance here, lots of horde here, and then maybe like 40, not 40, that's too many, 20 alliance people flew in and we just stomped them out, and then they never got back up for their end. So I was like, oh, okay.
The cavalry arrived.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's been pretty. Oh, so also in the Slayer's Rise zone area, there has been a horde. Like I see people like horde standing around, and I'm like, this is it. Like, this is what we're here for. We're in the zone where we could freely scrap, and I just pick them out and I just cut their heads off. And so far, I've been pretty uncontested in my 1v1s. I just kind of dumpster them. I don't know if it's low gear people. I mean, I do have a PvP set specifically, and I have my old rings and trinkets and necklace from Conquest from last season, which goes a long way of versatility. But I've just basically been stomping heads in, and it feels nice. I don't know how much of it is my gear versus how much of it is Devourer or Demon Hunter being OP because it's a new spec. But I'll take it. I like it. And I'm so annoying because I don't have Fell Rush, but I have Void Teleport. So I'll be fighting like a melee character, and if they like try to beat me, I would just teleport up a rock. And I'm ranged. So I'm up a rock now, like above them, and a paladin can't get me. So then I'm just casting spells from above, and then I kill them. So I'm just doing some deviant shit. Aaron, what's your TTBBMM?
Well, I have a top toot as well. My top toot is also PvP based. Specifically, we engaged in a good old harassment campaign. There's a part during the campaign when you are teleported off of the Isle of Keldanos and dropped right outside the Sunwell and told Just take the long bridge to get into the city. Well, Slidewhistle, and then later invited me, decided with a bunch of other good alliancemen that we were going to just hang out around there and just beat up the Horde. And I don't know what it was, if just more blues were logging in, or Horde men weren't upping their game. They weren't doing anything in the preseason. We were just stomping them. At one point, we pushed them back into the Sunwell. Like, Velen was like, hey, Ogar Bloodfury, you need to go that way. And he was like, I can't. They're not letting me. I saw people skirting around in bushes. I saw one poor Drakthir like go invisible, like, please leave me alone. It's like, I saw like a Death Knight death grip him back in. It was nice. And we didn't even lose. There wasn't even like an ebb and pull. It was just like Horde guys eventually all left or stopped logging in. So it's like, okay, well, time to go into the city.
It was sick. Nothing better than it very, very maw coded with that cave fight, except for the part where they didn't push back, like you said.
Yeah, or like almost kind of like a bridge fight, because it kind of was like a giant bridge. But like I always said that like by the time I got there, there wasn't all the like that group of people still, because like I think I understand like why it happened, because like all Alliance and Horde were just kind of like teleported into the same spot, right? Like it's they're like go forward, and it's just asking for a fight when they're all like teleported right on top of each other.
I posted a picture in host chat of this bridge that is in the PvP Slayer's Rise area. Something tells me this has big Nashatar bridge fight potential that we're looking for. I'm hoping as the game gets more populated and as people come in and hit 90 and, or the access ends, that we have players in here doing the push and pull. That's all I want to see again.
Yeah, I feel like we have our golden age of PvP on that Nashatar bridge.
Speaking of the golden child of DNR, it is now Immune's turn to tell us his series of letters.
Well, I also have a top two, so we have a triple two today.
Triple two.
And, I guess I will take one for the team and then just say our classic. We're back, new expansion. I mean, I feel like there's just so much to do and excitement, so it's like that has to just be a top two of itself. I am loving questing through the new zones and the story. I'm loving the in-game and like fancy cinematics. I'm loving the way questing feels with decor, as I said earlier. I am excited to get max level and try some of this PvP zone that Slide is talking about. I've been leveling on my priest, so like I still have to do all this on my hunter too. So like I just always do on my priest first, just because like I don't know, that's like my first character, So yeah, just a lot to do. I'm excited. We're back.
We're back. And also, there's so much to talk about the next couple of weeks. We're going to be all over the place. If there's anything specifically you want us to talk about before other things, let us know. Shoot us an email. We'll take a little bit of guidance here. If you guys want to hear about some things other than other things.
Yeah, and then like in the future episodes, we can like dive into like the story of like what we think of like each of the zones too, if we want. But yeah, as we said though, like obviously this is like before the masses even have access to it, so I felt like it would be bogus for us to do that now.
And speaking of bogus, these individuals are totally bogus and deeply radical in a tubular 1990s surf culture way.
Yeah.
We're talking about Ahoy Vince, Azur, and Digital Dave asking Growlina to say, for the Horde. Miskit the Orchid Orc, Crucifix, Alternator, Chris M, Saracen Hawk, Justin, give me back my PhD, Arcane, Remy.
Every time I hear Chiodos, I get a full boner. And I wanted to hop off the bike before I poked you in the back.
Kick Puncher, Sugar Bear.
Time is money, friend.
Dr. Foster, Grumpy Old Shaman. Dax, Jerome, Ali, Adorno. Gershom.
If you want pretty house, why you play ugly faction?
Duff the Horde Pooper Cooper. Calcus. Keep the wind in your sails. But like in a blood elfin way, because we have that marina now. At least until they burn it down again. Cilantro. Alex A. Vanderlyle.
Have a nice day!
And Will, a.k.a. Tyre, Trade Chat's fallen father.
You could join these beautiful patrons, our Dominar. which because like they're sick. That are so cool. Like they're crafty and they're awesome, and they are sneaking behind everyone's back to do their own things. Big fan, big fan. By going to patreon.com/do-not-relent. We posted an episode. It was posted today, right? It was about we talked about
No!
lock-ins.
No,
Wait,
it's coming out. It's coming out tomorrow, like it normally does.
Tomorrow, everybody. It's on the way. We take suggestions for that as well. If you want to hear about anything, let us know. Email us at do-not-relent-pod@gmail.com. Oh my god, we forgot to talk about the housing change to the contest. Hey, you still have plenty of time to do the housing contest where you send us something you're proud of in your house, because we've changed the prize to not just be a shirt, because people might really not want that shirt, and I don't blame you. But now you have the option of getting shirt or getting $25 worth of hearth steel, which you can use to buy housing stuff from the Blizzard shop. So that sounds probably a lot more appealing for y'all. So get those submissions in. You have God knows how long as this contest wants to run.
Yeah. So send us screenshots of things that you're proud of in your WoW player house.
Go to our Discord at do-not-relent.com and join there. Anyway, what about you guys? Where are you at?
Well, you can find me, Alex or Immunization, on Twitter at New Era Alex, or on Blue Sky at Immunization.
You can find me, Aaron the Human, at the Biggest Cheesy on Twitters.com, or watch me play Vigigrams at twitch.tv/AaronDNR. Maybe I'll play tomorrow, that is Sunday, March 1st, because if you watch me, you get something.
Twitch drops are live. 2 Horde and Alliance plushies. Well, 1 Horde and Alliance plushie and a pet, I think. Or is that part of the gifted subs thing? You'll see when you log into Twitch. Go peep Aaron's Peter.
Well, I don't think that's on Twitch.
Not yet.
It's gonna Twitch.
Yeah, it's gonna twitch from all the attention. Ooh, he's shy.
It's gonna blush. Oh, don't look at me.
Oh, it's gonna curl up and go, ooh, and be bashful.
Okay, well, see you guys next week, and enjoy your time in the Scarlet Halls, baby, because we're so back. And remember,
Another down! Do not relent!
Do Not Relent is a podcast within the 3HNC network, representing U.S. Proudmoore's premier podcasts.
That was a very good wish.